Right then, a big thick piece of Malaysian acacia and a new piece of kit for the workshop. Right then, on the lathe I have a piece of Malaysian acacia. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to get these really wide ones. And this one measures 4.5 by 14.5. I'm going to be doing a compound curved bowl out of it. I have a new piece of kit that should make doing deep bowls like this a lot easier. I'll show it to you when I'm getting that, when I'm using it. Right. First thing we're going to do, pretty standard, round it off, flatten it off, put a mortise and a foot in the bottom of it. So I'll get on with doing that. Right then, now we've got that done, I'm going to put a fresh edge on the bowl gouge and just start turning the outside of this. Now, as I said, I'm putting a compound curve on this, and I've explained before what the different curves are. The compound curve is a bowl with basically two curves. Right. There's one that comes from there out, and then there's another one that comes from over here up. It maximises the volume of the inside. Well, it doesn't maximise it. High wall bowl to do that, but it makes it a lot better. It's basically what we would call a standard bowl. And this looks like a beautiful piece of acacia. So I would say the golds in it should be stunning. See that's cutting. That is cutting quite nicely. So it's quite hard, so I may have to sharpen quite often. Right, now what I want to do is I want to do a pull cut so I can get the curve to go in there, but I also want to round this off a little bit. So I'm going to start here, drag down that, and then continue the pull cut. So I can blend that cut in. What am I clipping there? I'm clipping something there. Oh, there's a slight knot in it. That's rough there. Very light finish cut on this. So I can get to the next section of the bowl. See, I think there's a bump just there. There is a bump just there. I have to get rid of. when you're doing a big bowl, if you have a section you're not happy with, don't finish that section until everything's done, and then move on to the next section. Oh yeah, the golds in this are going to be absolutely gorgeous. Right, next section of the bowl. We get this last little bit now, and we can start the sand to finish it. Right then, now we sand to finish that bit, flip it over, and you can get the look at this next piece. But that shape is a nice compound curve. Right, let's on this and finish it, and we'll be back in a sec. Right then, just buffing the wax off, and I was right, the golds in this are absolutely gorgeous. Like, I think everybody knows that my favourite wood to turn is the African tiger wood. Excuse me. But I must admit, I do have a soft spot in my heart for this Malaysian acacia. There's no real darkness in it and stuff like it's in the tiger wood. But my god, the golds are just gorgeous. Oh, and something I mentioned when I was starting doing this about the maximum volume in a bowl. Right, this is kind of the maximum volume you can get in a curved bowl. If you want to see the actual full maximum volume you can get in a bowl from a blank, I did one called a doggish bowl. I'll leave a link up there and a link below, and it shows how to get the maximum volume on the inside of a bowl from a blank. Right, but this one just this one was well big enough to be curved now. So look at the golds in that. Isn't that just gorgeous? The gold flashes in that. Aren't they stunning? Right, I'll flip this over and we start hollowing it, and we get to that new piece of gear that I have. So I'll flip it over and be back in a second. Right then, it's off and it's spun, but we have a little problem. That screws up snapping off in there. It's unusual, but it does happen. Right, and I'm going to show you how to get them out. So we'll actually turn out quite fortuitous. Right, what you want to do is you want to draw a line around that as close to the screws as you can, and you want another one on the inside of it, yet again as close to the screws as you can. Right, and then parting tool, and you basically cut 2 trenches at those lines. Be careful doing this because you're using a parting tool. Right, make sure to widen your cuts, because you want to get these down deep. You're going to be turning all this away anyway, so have that done, take out that middle piece. Because it's in the way. And now what you want to do is break that circle out with a chisel. Normally they break out pretty easy. Because of the grain orientation. Right, and work your way around to where you think the screw is, which I think is in that hole. Break away the stuff around it. Now the one around the screw is probably going to be the most difficult to pop out, because the screw is holding it. The rest should just pop like that. Right, and there's the stuck screw. Get under it. Grab a pliers and just unscrew it. And there you have a stuck screw out. And that is the quick and easy way of doing that. So that was actually quite fortuitous that it happened, because I get to show you that. It's not very often it happens, but it does happen. And if anybody says they've never broken a screw, they're not telling the truth. Right, just check it hasn't knocked out around. It hasn't. Right. Now we'll get back to just hollowing this. Right, first thing I'm going to do is flatten it off, define the width of the bolt, and then we'll start hollowing, and we'll get to that new piece of gear. There. Right, and then we'll just start hollowing as we are. Right, I'm going to take this middle out so there's nothing there for me to get a catch on. And that's one of the questions that I get asked a lot. How often should you sharpen your gouge? Basically, if the thought crosses, I'll quote Mike Wolf on this, if the thought crosses your mind that you might need to sharpen your gouge, then you need to sharpen your gouge. Yep, let's finish on that. Now we'll start taking this middle down again. getting to the stage where that new piece of gear could come in useful. Right, you've heard me talking for ages about having to move a tool rest each time, and especially if you're on something deep like this, you might have to move it inch by inch to get the way across. So I've been actually talking about getting one of these for ages, and what it is a curved tool rest. Now the one I've got is the one way, and sticker still on it. I haven't used it yet. It's full stainless steel. It's got a true 1-inch bar on it. So anybody who has a Laguna and has done my fix down here, I tested this the day I got it, but I haven't actually used it yet. Sorry, let's get a ratchet. Right. Is going to have to loosen off that fix, or it won't work. No, too big. And my ratchets on my sockets have been put back weird. No, it's going to be the next one. Yes, okay. Right, if anybody has done my fix on this, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, Laguna banjos have a problem of loosening up after a while, right? And people were cranking the hell out of this trying to get their tool rest to stay, but I come up with this fix and it works a treat. But I'm gonna have to loosen it off for this tool rest because it's a true 1-inch bar. Right, now that brings me in a lot closer than the flat tool rest is. Now, as I said, I haven't used this before, so I'm not sure of heights and stuff as of yet. Something I'll have to get used to. Alright, so it's a lot higher up than my normal tool rest. A little high now. It's about right, Glenn. Let's see how this is for vibration and stuff. It's very solid. Oh, this is nice. This is definitely nice. Why didn't I get one of these things before? The ability to get in so close with something flat that you can just walk along is really nice. And there's a curve on the top of this which is works out just fine. Now I'm going to drop the curve in there just to see how this thing handles everything. Getting nice and close to that corner. Things locked down, it is. That is so much easier. camera to give you a better view. Hopefully that's not in shot of the other camera. Stop it and check. Other end curve okay. And right, sharpen the gouge again for another finish cut because it's gone blunt again. Right, you get a finish cut on around that corner. Yeah, it's getting slightly thinner. Will do. Position it in again. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Slight bump here, so feather in and feather out. Get rid of the bump. Yeah. Right, now we get rid of the stuff here in the middle. And my helmet is beeping at me. It's telling me the battery's going low. Need to go from there. No, still not happy with that cut. Yeah, that's better. Right, now, width was, yeah, okay. Right, now just take that cut from here. Take the middle out. The middle totally this time. It feels strange walking with that so close in there. I'm definitely not used to. Yeah, definitely something I'm not used to is being that close when I'm doing the end of a bow. Those cuts are terrible. Alright. Now we're trying to finish cut this thing. That feels so weird. Not happy with that. No, not happy with that either. There's a bump there. Feather in, feather out, trying to the bump. There's definitely pardon the pun, a learning curve with this tool list. The gouge acts slightly differently. Nah, I'm not happy with that. Right, I'm going to have to use the negative rake scraper on this because I'm not happy with that. Right, just need the razor bore. I'm on centre. Right. Yeah, this curved tool rest, it's going to take me a little time to get used to using. Definitely. Not bad, it's not as good as I would get after that. I just need to do that again. I prefer if I can to try and finish with the gouge. But I'm just being stubborn now with this tool list. Right through the right then, that's going to require a bit of sanding, but yeah, I'd say when I get used to using this tool list it'll be a great asset, but it will take getting used to. Right, so I'm going to sand this and finish it and I'll be back in a sec. Right then, just buffing the wax off. Turned out quite nice. There's a few insect marks on the inside. It's nothing I can do about. For some reason you get it on this Malaysian Acacia. It looks weird. It almost looks like tear out, but it's in the wrong place. You get what I mean? To be tear out. It's and I actually asked the guy to get the wood off, and apparently it's insect damage. But I do love the golds that are in this wood. Look at that, isn't that just gorgeous? Gold is absolutely stunning. Right, I'll take it off and give you a better look at it. So I'll do that and be back in a sec. Right, and there we have it, a nice 14 1/4. It ended up as 14 1/4 by 4 1/4. Malaysian Acacia bowl. Love the golds that just flash in this wood. Right, and the new tool list. This is going to take a little time to get used to because my muscle memory is going with a straight tool rest. This one gets you so much closer, it's completely different using it. But definitely worth getting just to get in that close. So it'll just take me a bit of time to get used to it. But and we got an extra lesson of what happens when the screw breaks. So if you enjoyed that one, I got out and over it, you wouldn't mind clicking like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.